Cheers, everybody. Thanks for coming on out to Cloud 9.5. I'm your host, Jay Thompson. Today is the Veterans Day episode. Today's not Veterans Day, but, that's the next holiday on the list. So that's coming up this weekend. So we're going to salute the veterans today. I'm one of them. I served from 05 to 09 in the Air Force. So I'll tell a little bit about my story a little bit later. But for now, we're going to do a skit with Julio Morales. How's it going, Julio?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. So one of my favorite skits to do is going to be Cheech and Chong skits. I love doing Cheech and Chong skits. So you'll probably see a few of them. And I can't think of anybody better to do a Cheech and Chong skit than with Jules. So so this is Dave's Not Here. Oh, wait. I need my... I don't have a door. Okay, no, I'll use the laptop. All right, here we go.
Who is it?
It's me, Dave, man. Open up.
Who is it?
It's me, man. Dave, open up. I got the stuff.
Who is it?
It's me, man. Open up. I got the shit, man. I think the cops saw me come in here. Open up. It's me, Dave. Come on, man. Let me in.
Who is it?
It's Dave, man.
Who?
Dave. It's me, Dave, man.
Dave?
Yeah, man. Come on. Let me in.
Dave's not here.
I'm Dave, man. Come on. Will you open up?
Who is it?
It's me, Dave. Come on. The cops are out here. They're watching me.
Did you say Dave?
Yeah, man. I got the stuff, man. Open up.
Dave's not here.
I know. It's me, Dave. D-A-V-E. I'm here now. Open up.
Dave?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you say Dave?
Yeah, it's me, Dave.
Dave's not here.
Oh, man. Thanks, Julio. And now we're going to go to a commercial real quick, and Julio and I will be right back.
Cosmos Creative Television presents General Howitzer's Big Monster Briefing Room every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern right here on Cosmos Creative Television, Facebook, and YouTube.
Okay. I got my props for this one. Okay. So, do you know what movie this one comes out of?
Up in Smoke.
Up in Smoke. All right. So this one comes out of Up in Smoke. This is the Coke scene. Let's see. Okay. All right, Chichona. Hey, it's about time, man. Hey, what you got? Give me some.
What?
Give me a drink, man. Come on, give me a drink.
What, this?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. Help yourself.
Hands a drink to me, reacts and smells it. Wait a minute. Hey, man, this is pee.
Ha, no kidding.
What are you doing with pee?
No, it's for my probation officer, man.
Does he drink pee?
No, last week I was supposed to bring some in, you know?
Yeah?
And I forgot to wash out the jar first.
Yeah?
So see, all that mayonnaise floating around in it, so they thought I was on some weird drug again.
All right.
I'm really gonna fuck with his mind this time, man.
Yeah, what'd you do?
I had my sister pee in it.
Yeah?
Yeah, and she's pregnant, man.
Great. Hey, did you get the weed?
No, she's out of it, man.
Shit.
They're just waiting on some from Colombia. Hey, watch the bumps, man. Watch the bumps.
Oh, that bump there?
Yeah, man.
You'd probably spill it all over if I hit you hard.
No, man. Hey, come on, man.
Oh, I'm very sorry. Hey, man, you're getting it all over my upholstery.
Well, hey, watch where you're driving, man.
Watch my car do the twist. Let's twist again.
Hey, man.
Like we did last summer.
Come on. It's spilling, man.
It's because I'm all over the street. Oh, watch out. You smell like pee, man.
Hey, Cheech, look.
E. coli chinga, man. Where did you get that?
My sister gave it to me.
God, what is that?
What does it look like?
It looks like Coke.
Yeah, it smells like Coke, too.
All right, well, let me party. Give me some.
Nah, I can't. It's got to last me.
Hey, come on. Give me a hit, man.
I'd like to, but I don't want to be responsible for turning you into a drug addict.
Come on, man. I'm not going to turn into a drug addict. Give me a little hit, man.
That shit's bad for you, man. Don't you read Ann Landers?
Oh, come on, man.
It'll give you brain damage, man.
Just give me a little bit. Come on, man.
No.
Come on, please.
Nope.
Oh, come on.
No, that's all I got, man. I can get laid with this, huh?
Okay, I don't want it then.
Good.
Man, don't be so cheeky. Give me some.
Nope.
Just let me smell it then.
Okay, you can just smell it. That's all.
Just smell it.
Promise you won't take any?
I promise. Cross my heart, hope to die, stick needles in my eye.
Give me a second. I lost my place.
Okay.
Okay.
Sean hands over the bag to Cheech. Cheech buries his face in the bag, getting white powder all over his lower face, and he laughs out loud. Hey! Hey, man, that's soap, man.
No shit.
Cheech continues to cough. He grabs a jar of pee and drinks a sip.
Hey, don't drink that, man.
Okay. Oh boy.
Such a good
so
movie.
that was pancake powder and a jar of lemonade. If that was a jar of pee, oh my god.
Yeah, I don't think that would be passing any test.
Okay. Thanks, Julio, for helping me out with that skit. Okay, let's see. Now we are going to move on to what's new. Once I get all this Coke out of my face here. All right. Okay, what's new? I promise that was pancake powder. Okay, so sometimes it's pretty funny around here, and sometimes I get a little serious. That's why this is Cloud 9.5. And in the news, Nancy Pelosi's husband was attacked. He spent 6 days in the hospital. Now, I don't care what side you're on. You can be, either side, it's fine. Whatever. You can probably guess what side I'm on, but it doesn't matter. We don't attack people over just because we don't like the politics. It's not who we are. We don't want to be that way. We don't do that. We're not those kinds of people. We're supposed to be a united country, and even if we disagree about politics, that's fine. We don't attack each other over it. So that's my rant about that. Moving on. This was all over the news. Elon Musk, he finished the deal to purchase Twitter. As soon as he did, he fired the CEO and announced company layoffs. He says he wants to encourage freedom of speech, so he's dropping any bans that were in place, including the one that was put on Trump after January 6th. This wasn't exactly what I thought would happen when Elon Musk takes over a company. He was taking so many steps forward, and now I feel like he's taking a step backwards. It's losing popularity currently, and soon you'll be able to see it down in a dark alley somewhere with Truth Social. The news of the day for me has been all this hospital business. If you watched my last show 2 weeks ago, the Halloween episode, you saw that I was in the hospital for it. Thank you so much for all your love and support. I'm out of the hospital. I went to the hospital for arterial fibrillation right before Halloween. The doctors at ACMC were great, but they couldn't crack the mystery, so they sent me to Hillcrest. And those doctors, they looked at the calendar and said, "It's Halloween, he has Graves' disease." So there you have it. I went in October, and therefore I've got Graves' disease. Good thing I didn't go in July. You have firework disease. Very explosive. Or at Easter, you have rabbit's disease. You're about to turn into a bunny rabbit one day a year for the rest of your life. That is just an overactive thyroid, flooding my heart with excessive thyroid hormones, causing me to take medication every 12 hours for the rest of my life. I've never been more loved. You guys were awesome. You showered me with love the whole time. For that, thank you very, very much. Love all you guys. Now we're going to move on to what's up. In space, there's not a whole lot going on. Betelgeuse is still set to explode anytime now, lighting up the sky for weeks. Sun's still set to explode in about 4 to 5 billion years. Andromeda's still set to collide with the Milky Way around the same time. Moon's still there. Sometimes we got news and sometimes there's not much to look at. Except there's one thing that happened that I caught this morning. The Herschel Space Telescope got a picture of the night sky. I'm going to show that. There we go. So check that out. Every single dot right there. Can we zoom in? Eddie? I'm not sure if we have the power to zoom in. We can zoom in. Every single dot, every little tiny little speck there is a galaxy. That's like the most most realistic picture of our universe that you could ever see. It almost looks like filaments, the way like the patterns all come together there. So you can imagine zooming out a few more times. But, okay, thank you. So that's what's up. Now we've got a word from our sponsors. So I wanted to talk just for a second briefly about my time in the military. I was in from 05 to 09. I joined the Air Force as a security forces member. Went down to the Lackland Air Force Base for basic training and tech school, and then that was through all the hot months, May through September. And then after that, was stationed in England for my first base. So my first base in England, met all the greatest military friends that I could ever have, and got to travel all over Europe a little bit. They deployed me once to Saudi Arabia, so I spent 6 to 7 months in Saudi Arabia, and I came back. And for my last year in the military, I spent in Mountain Home, Idaho, and that was my last year in the military. As I was coming home as I was leaving England, I met my wife. So then that whole last year in the military was my first year with my wife. It was a great transition period for me. So then I got out, drove all the way across the country to get back to Ohio, and started my life back up in Ohio with my wife. Had a family and doing what I'm doing now. So now I'd like to bring up special guest Brad Clay from Beard of Hope. How's it going, Brad?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So you're a veteran. What did you do?
I was in the Air Force from 2007 to 2013. I deployed once to Iraq.
Okay.
Also known as Mortarita.
Nice.
But I was non-instructed inspection in the Air Force for 6 years. I inspected aircraft 15s and 16s for cracks, doing X-ray, eddy current, fluorescent penetrating magnetic particle, and ultrasonic testing. I was at Eglin for 2 years, and then moved to Shaw. Unlike your ending of your career, my career ended with a divorce. So, but I'm with a wonderful wife now that I met a few years later, and we've been together for 8 years now. So
Nice. Yeah, it's all about the journey.
yeah.
So one thing that we both got going on here, I gotta compliment you on that awesome beard you got going on there. That's a kick-ass beard. So, yeah, heck yeah. Can you tell me about Beard of Hope?
Beard of Hope, I started. I'm gonna start out why it started. So last year on September 26th of 2021, I attempted suicide and was in the hospital for about a month, and came out with God had put a purpose in my life, and that was to help other people that dealt with the same kind of stuff that I dealt with, and suicide and depression, anxiety, PTSD. And I started Beard of Hope Incorporated on July 16th of 2022. And our mission is to pay for mental health services and sobriety programs for veterans that are underserved by the VA, because we all know how horrible the VA is. And also just anybody that can't afford it, because I don't want anybody to go without mental health services, because I don't believe that anybody should have to pay for it. So
That's amazing. That's awesome. How long ago did you start that?
it was in July.
That was in
So-
July. Okay.
It's still in the starting phases. I haven't really done anything. I've got T-shirts. You can see this one.
Yeah, there we go.
But I've got T-shirts for sale. I have another T-shirt for pre-order and a hoodie for pre-order, and I'm gonna put a long sleeve shirt on there for pre-order. I just haven't been able to sit down and create one, like design or anything. So as soon as I get that design, it's gonna go on the website for pre-order.
Gotcha. You have a website?
Yes, it is beardofhopeinc.org.
beardofhopeinc.org. Okay.
Yep. And there you can see some projects that I have planned that I'm starting in the planning stages. One of them is a tiny home community that will be for mental health and sobriety,
Oh, nice.
and it will be free to go. Because I'm gonna have all. I don't know exactly where the money's coming from, but I'm gonna get it, and it's gonna be free. That's my whole plan. Also, I have in works a pay what you can therapy facility where I would use interns to do the therapy that were all overseen by a doctor, and they would just basically they would be interns doing their internship and doing therapy for free or for as much as someone can pay. So
Nice. That's awesome. That would help so much.
yeah.
Where
And
would all this happen? Where is this going to take place?
I live in Macon, Georgia. I haven't really gotten to the point of where it's going to be. Is right now it's just an idea on paper right now. So,
Right.
but it is in the planning stages. Like as far as I've got a website for the tiny home community that I'm going to go through. That does all. It's basically they do all the planning, and you pay for like $5 a month to be a member of the website, and you get all the resources for it. So,
That's great.
but also on my website, you'll be able to see besides the projects, you'll have resource. I put some resources for mental health, a couple pages for finding support groups or a therapist. I am also affiliated with BetterHelp, so you can get a free month for BetterHelp through Year of Hope Incorporated, and then after that, it's a 15% discount. After that, I have a few other resources on there. I can't remember exactly what they are. I just put them on the other day. So, but other than that, you have the store. Some of the programs that I support it's a sobriety program. It's called Beyond Sober 2.0. It's all online, and for people that can't afford it, I'm willing to pay the money to get them into that program. It's all online, so they can do therapy right from their bedroom, or sobriety program right from their bedroom. And the guy that runs it is a stage 4 liver cirrhosis survivor.
Wow.
They basically had a toe tag for him and said you can either get this or we have some experimental treatments that we can try on you to help you live. And he took the experimental treatments and he's fully recovered from alcohol, and so it's a great program. They've got support groups, or they've got a big community of people that help. They've got support therapists, trauma and grief therapists that are with that. The grief and trauma therapist, the lead therapist there, actually has her own program. It's called the Atlas of Grief and Trauma, and I also support that. It is literally a customized roadmap to deal with your trauma and grief you've experienced in your life. Her name is Samantha Dermer, and I met her through TikTok and her program. I talked to her a lot about it. I'm actually in the process of paying for it myself, so soon I'll be going through the program and be able to tell people more about it, like how it's helped me, because I've dealt with a lot of different types of trauma in my life.
Right.
So, but
Yeah, you got to have those kind of avenues. I've used them back when after I got out of the military, my dad passed away, and I needed some counseling. I think it was through work they provided 3 free counseling sessions, I believe, and I ended up I needed more than that, but yeah, you got to have that kind of thing. Otherwise, pretty much after some of the things that have happened, you drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
There's never any shame in going to get some help. So, can you tell us um, any other mission with Beard of Hope? Anything else coming up on the horizon?
I'm gonna be planning a benefit concert. I'm gonna try to get probably like 5 or 6 different Christian artists, different genres. I listen to a lot of Christian rap and Christian metal, so I'm all over the place. And I don't know if you've ever heard of the band Convictions. Uh,
Uh, Maybe, I'm not sure.
um, if you haven't, go check them out. They're really good. The guy
Yeah,
talks about uh, dealing with suicide and PTSD and all that kind of stuff in a lot of his lyrics, and they're a Christian-based group,
hmm
so it's all positive type stuff. And I've talked to him. I've talked to the lead singer of that band directly, and he is interested in doing it. I just have to talk to their agent and see about setting it up. So
nice. Heck yeah. Well, keep us updated on when and where and everything. Who else is going to be involved? And we'll
yeah.
definitely love to follow along. Um, so, can you tell us a little bit more about your military career? I want to try and switch gears just for a second. Um,
Yeah.
can you think of the funniest thing that's ever happened to you while you were in the military?
Oh man, we were doing a little bit of going away hazing for one of the guys in my shop, and
Okay.
we tied him up with a rope and threw him in. We had like a little creek next to our shop. We threw him in the creek, got him soaking wet before he had to go home. And the whole time we were trying to tie him up, he was just fighting so hard not to get tied up. He's like, "What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? No, stop!"
Yeah, I narrowly escaped my going away hazing. There was plenty of it to some of the guys before me. I was a cop, and we would always coordinate with the fire department, and we would capture the guy and handcuff him to a fence post somewhere, and then we would all have all kinds of food that had been most of it had been spoiled. And,
Yeah,
the
sat in
worst
the
the
refrigerator
worst
for a while.
smelling the better. Yeah, the smellier the better. And then we'd all just come out there and dump it all over him, and then he'd be fighting it the whole time, but he's handcuffed. So what's he gonna do? And then finally, the fire department would spray him off, and then
That's awesome.
finally, sometimes they'd spray him off, sometimes they wouldn't. It'd be funnier if they weren't available, because then we would have to uncuff him, and he'd chase everybody around.
That's funny.
So okay, next I'm gonna bring up Bridget. Hi, Bridget. Oh, we can't hear you.
Got it. Hi, Jay.
Aha,
Brad.
there we go. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So, can you tell us a little bit about your time in the military?
Yeah. Okay. I enlisted in the Army Reserves back in 1992, and I enlisted and I went to basic training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. And then from there, I went to, I had a fun military career. I was sent to Monterey, California to the Defense Language Institute. There's a language school there, and they teach language to all branches of the military.
Nice.
I studied there for a year, studied Russian language.
Oh
And
wow.
I from there, spent a year in Monterey, which was, I just fell in love with living in California, and I actually met a boyfriend during that time who lived in Monterey, so I ended up staying there. Since I was a reservist, I didn't have to go back to Colorado where I was from, where I enlisted. But
Gotcha.
okay, before that, I studied after DLI, after the language school. I went to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, to the John F. Kennedy School for Special Warfare, and I studied. I got my occupational specialty in PSYOP. It was psychological operations.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool training. Um, and from there, I was done with my training and I was able to go live in Monterey, where I stayed, and I ended up going to school. Well, since I was a reservist, I could, I had jobs, and I went to school also. I went to a junior college in Monterey, and then I went to the University of California at Monterey Bay, which was a brand new school that opened up on the former Fort Ord, which was a big military base that had closed down, one of the many bases that had closed down during the Clinton era, where there was a downsizing of military. And
I remember hearing about that.
yeah, so that was the whole time I was was during that time. So I then switched from I started studying at the defense, or at the university. I was studying global studies, which kind of went along, since I already had the language component of a degree. I went with that, and I was able to switch then from the reserve unit, which I was traveling up to Mountain View to go to that one. A National Guard unit opened up on the Fort Ord grounds, so I joined that unit instead. So I switched from the reserves to the National Guard, and then I had to retrain again because it was a different kind of unit for my military occupational specialty, and they sent me to Fort Huachuca, Arizona, where I studied 97 Bravo, which is counterintelligence special agent.
Nice.
So I had some fun training
Heck
during,
yeah.
kind of an easy time to be in the military, if there ever was one. I wasn't
Right.
worried about being sent somewhere dangerous. There was a lot of opportunities to go and do training. For example, I went to Ukraine and did language support for a group of Air Force doctors and dentists who set up. It was through some program, some kind of NATO program called Partnership for Peace, where they were pairing up National Guard with different countries. And so California had Ukraine as their partner country. And so they sent me there because I had some Russian language, although Ukraine has their own language. But
Mhm.
then most people who live there speak Russian as well, because they were a former Soviet republic for a long time. So
Right.
I don't speak Ukrainian. I see that the question Facebook
Yeah.
user. I don't speak Ukrainian. I speak Russian, but it does there. I could understand and get, like I said, most people there spoke Russian also. So that helped me. And I was just there for, what, it was really fun. I mean, families came in and they knew there was this unit setting up clinics to do, like, checking teeth and cleaning teeth and maybe filling some cavities and doing some minor teaching kids about germs and stuff like that, washing their hands and that kind of thing. And there were kids and families, and I just kind of hung out as these people waited for the services and talked, and they brought me gifts and food, and they wanted me to come home to their and have dinner with them, and they just loved that we were there. So that was really special, and it was fun, and it was a good time in Ukraine. I mean, I also was studying global studies, which is kind of like an international, I guess closest thing would be like an international relations degree, but I did Model United Nations, if you know what that is. It's a nerdy Model UN club,
Oh, yeah.
where you
Mhm.
get to be a representative. Like I was the delegate for Ukraine during that time, and I really was working with people, Ukrainian students at a place where I was working, a school I was working called Monterey Institute of International Studies, which has since changed its name. But there's another language school. I was working there at their program called the Center for Non-Proliferation Studies. So they were a little think tank on non-proliferation of nuclear weapons. And so I just worked there, and I was kind of a liaison for the students. I would just plan parties and plan fun things for them to do, and set up their home for them to come live in and do, fun stuff and make friends. And it was, so I was able to interview them for the Ukrainian, how I would represent a Ukrainian delegate. And at the time, I mean, there was nothing like what's happening today. And
Yeah.
that, it's so interesting that the time I was in the military was all mostly like gearing up for like 9/11 and that kind of thing, the Middle East and that kind of thing,
Yep.
away from the what they call it, the Cold War and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Whereas now, 30 years later, 30 years later, it's really shifted, the focus.
Yeah.
If I were in the military still, I would probably be doing some kind of counterintelligence work with Russian.
Yeah. Yeah, especially right now. Yeah, with everything happening now. Yeah. Yeah. When I was in, it was Iraq and Afghanistan.
Right.
It was post Gulf War, but it was I guess you call it the enduring freedom or Iraqi freedom.
Uh-huh.
That was
Okay.
that was my time frame.
Gotcha.
So while you were in, can you think of something funny that happened to you while you were in? What's the funniest thing that happened?
The funniest thing, well, gosh, as I was just talking about these things, remembering just some really fun stuff. I mean, just like when I was in Ukraine and we got to work with their soldiers, and we went out on these big tanks, and we just basically got to kind of go play in the woods for a day. And there was one time where we had all switched up uniforms and took pictures of us, and we were just goofing around in the woods. And I have those pictures somewhere. I'll post them on my feed sometime, because that was fun and funny that we were just goofing around like that, barely speaking the same language.
Right.
Fun times. Yeah.
While I was in, it was a whole bunch of everybody was drinking while I was in, and I think the legal drinking age in England was 18. So when I got over there, everybody was drinking. So I mean, most of my memories from over there all stem from one of the drunken parties. But actually, I like to go back even further. I like to go back to boot camp when I was in basic, and I just got done eating in a chow hall, and they send us outside, and we're all standing in formation, standing. I believe we're at parade rest. We had to hold perfectly still though, and one kid, itches his face like that. All of a sudden, the TIs are screaming at him, "What are you doing? Why are you moving? You're not supposed to move while you're on parade rest." And he's like, "Sir, I'm sorry. Trainee so-and-so reports is ordered. I had an itch." And then this TI, I swear to God, he must have thought this up a couple of nights ago and was waiting for his chance to say it. He's like, "You had an itch. I don't care if there's a pterodactyl sitting on your shoulder, pecking your eye out. Let him eat." The rest of us are like trying our hardest not to laugh.
Yeah.
I swear some of those guys, they think this stuff up weeks in advance, just waiting for their chance to say it.
It's funny.
All right. So thank you, Brigette, for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Thanks to Brad from Beard of Hope. I'm going to have one more commercial real quick. Drink from my pea jar. Good lemonade. With that, I'd like to bring Julio Morales back up here. Hey, Julio.
Every time you drank from that, I'm like, that was pee 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to have a musical performance from Julio.
Cool. Wasn't really sure what to I know Renee likes this one, so figured it's easy. I'm going to take these cans off too. Ooh. Actually, I'm going to start with this song, which is called Tuning This Damn Thing. I see you when I watch TV. I see you when I rake the leaves. I see you when I close my eyes. But I can swear you got fed up with my life. I don't deserve another chance. There's no time to think of. I still see you till you're gone. And I still hear you till you're gone. I ain't asking for a wish, just a bit where I don't belong. I still see you till you're gone. And I still hear you till you're gone. I see you when I play shows. I see you as sweet summer flowers grow. I see you right here next to me. And I wake up to just another goddamn dream. I see you when I try to get back to sleep. I see you when I break down and weep. I see you when I'm always wrong. I see you when I'm taking far too long. I don't deserve another chance. Just a lifetime to think upon. I still see you till you're gone. And I still hear you where you're gone. I ain't asking for a way, it's just a bit where I don't belong. I still see where you're gone. And I still hear you where you're gone. I see you when we first got hitched. I see you as you showed me the ditch. I now can say I understand. I have lived as a loony, drunken man. I don't deserve another chance. Just a lifetime to think upon. I still see you where you're gone. And I still hear you where you're gone, gone, gone. I ain't asking for a wish, just a bit where I don't belong. I still see you where you're gone. And I still hear you where you're gone.
Thank you, Julio.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for being here tonight.
absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I'll bring it back again. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to Cloud 9.5. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, on Twitch and Twitter, TikTok if you got it. Check us out on all those platforms. We also got a website, so check that out too. And thank you for coming to Cloud 9.5. I'll see you next time.